Hey, kids, it's Kid Shorty Gaming Nation in the building. Here to discuss a topic. Modern black women are canceled, tradwives only. Now, I wanted to do this live video a long time ago. Just never had the opportunity to do it because I've been busy. But um, I think it's important. First, let me get into this. Right, let me get into this. What I want to say. Um, been on Izzy Band's panel. Shout out to Izzy Bands. Shout out to the Angry Man. And the question was posed to me. What is my mission statement? What do I plan to do when I do get a wife or if I want to be into a relationship? And honestly, to be vulnerable about it, I don't know what I want with a woman. I know what I want for myself. I know that I want to make money. I know that I want to be successful. I know I want to be get into the trades. I know I want to get into MMA and martial arts, and I'm already taking the steps to doing that. I've been on my hero's journey for a long damn time. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, when it comes to the context of a relationship, I feel as if I would just be saying the things that everybody else is saying, not saying the things because that's what my spirit is drawn to, right? So I know I want to make money, and the reason why I want to make money is because money is stability, and I know what it is to grow up and not have money and be broke, and I've been through that. So I know that money comes with stability, and I know that by having money, and it would alleviate or take away a lot of the problems that I had to deal with growing up as a kid, as a child. Being born in in the early '90s, 1992, from East New York, Brooklyn, between Glenmore and Liberty. Uh, you know, moved to Queens early, Cambridge Heights, Queens. You know, uh, Parents, both of them are Jamaican Caribbean parents. Migrated to the states. Both of them working as I think my mother was a nurse's aide. My father he worked in the kitchen. You know, very I want to say low the lower end of middle class. You know, but they struggled, and then they divorced when I was 5. You know what I'm saying? So the struggle was real. I watched my father struggle to get back on his feet after divorce. I watched my mother struggle to get back on her feet, and you know, a lot of goofiness, a lot of BS with being broke. So I know for me, by the time I hit 40, I want to be in a great financial standing where I don't have to deal with the crap that I dealt with growing up as a kid. And I understand that money brings stability. You cannot, there's no way you could go away around that. No matter what country, state, or town you live in, you need money, right? So I know for myself, I want to be the best martial artist or MMA practitioner. I want to have my money right. I want to be I want to I want to enjoy my life in my 40s. You know what I'm saying? So I know what I want for myself. When it comes to the context of a relationship, I really don't know, right? I know if I do get there, I want to create a stable household. I want to have a wife. I want to have kids to pass something down to them. But I don't feel as if that's authentic to what my spirit is drawn to. I don't think my spirit is drawn to that. You see what I'm saying? And that's real. And that's real. That's me being honest. Like, I don't feel or I don't think me saying me wanting to be in a relationship with a woman um, is something that my spirit is drawn to, right? But I do know if I get there to it, I want to be ready for it. If that be the case, and when I get there, I want to make sure that I know what the standards or the type of woman I'm looking for that can fit into what I'm trying to build and create. Which brings me to the topic of the show: modern black women are counseled, tradwives only. You go on TikTok, you go on various social media, all kind of black women are just complaining and making noise about black men. For the past 30 years of my living, and then 30 years prior to my birth, hearing from the OGs, You know, black women been talking a lot of smack about black men. Meanwhile, complaining about wanting to be in a relationship with black men, but talk about how ain't shit they are. You go on TikTok, that's all you TikTok, that's all you see. You go on if you're on TikTok, it's either the panda bears or the panda bears that want to get the black women box or get money or attention from black women because it's easy to get money from black women, or it's black women or women in general, but especially black women just talking shit about black men. You know what I'm saying? But still will find themselves in relationship with black men and they'll fuck up that relationship, but never would admit that they were the problem to begin with. So I think for myself, if I do decide, by the time I hit 40 and I'm in a great financial standing, the type of woman I'm going to pursue, and I'm currently dating. I'm talking to women right now, right? So, I make sure that when I go on a date, I don't say it directly to the chick, but I say if I'm to look for a woman and I'm going to settle down with that chick, I make sure that I bring some type of traditional values into it, right? The problem that we're going to run into today is that most women are not traditional. Most women are not chaste. Most women are, out there for these streets. And then every time we do find a chick that's not out there for these streets, everybody shames the chick. Well, the men, they don't shame the chick directly. They shame the men for liking or valuing that chick. But if you shame those same men for liking 304s or hoes, they'll tell you why you player shaming or to mind your business, which is the craziest load of bullshit I've ever seen in these spaces. The player Mac and pimp niggas, they want to be free to love on the hoes and turn women into sluts. But the traditional niggas are not allowed to love or value traditional women or turn women into being traditional, which speaks to the larger problem, right? The larger problem is that you have men that are messing up the environment, poisoning the environment when it comes to dating and mating for other men. You know what I'm saying? But it's always the man's fault. But they want to, you ever notice that whenever guys come in here and they say it's always the man's fault, they never include themselves in that. So, but we're gonna kick it off with this video right here, right? I don't know if y'all can see that properly. We'll do it like this, all right? We'll kick it off with this video right here.
Why haven't you done the deed yet?
The key to a strong society is family. And so, in my view, choosing my future husband is like the most important decision I'll ever make. And I'm somebody that I know my heart and I know that I fall really hard when I meet somebody. So I want to retain some level of objectivity when I'm selecting a future partner. And I know that if I had sex with them, I would be completely imprinted on them. And instead of being like, okay, is this person, do they have the qualities that I'm looking for in a husband, or am I just making it work?
Is there any reason why you're dressed so modestly instead of revealing like most women tend to do when they come out to Miami?
It's respectful to others and to my future partner, and to myself, to just cover myself up more. I know that.
No, whether or not she's being honest or telling the truth, we don't know. Right. This is why vetting is important, right? To vet to see if these women are who they say they are, or they're standing on business about who they say they are, right? But the thing about it is, right? It's nothing wrong with women that's doing this. If this is who she is and this is what she wants to be, black men, we love telling black women that to have discernment and to keep yourself this way, right? So I don't have an issue with black women that want to be like this chick. She said nothing wrong. She spoke about holding herself accountable, having discernment with the type of guy she wants to be with. Nothing is wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? The only thing is with her, I would say to her that, nothing is guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? You still gotta, and not to use your box or your sex or your vagina or the fact that you're dressing modest as a way to rule over or dominate that man. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to tell. I think that's what the boomer generation failed to tell a lot of the women of their era or their daughters to do, right? Just because you're holding out on box or just because you're not sleeping around or you're a virgin, that doesn't mean that you're to use those things as a way to manipulate that man or to dominate or rule over that man. Because I would tell my son, yo, if the chick is doing that to you, to leave her alone. Because at that point, that's what a woman showcases that she's not interested in that I do. Because she's putting up resistance and she believes that she's over you, right? Um, but a lot of men, there were a group of men that shamed dudes for liking this type of chick. And it is the funniest thing to me in the world. It always happens to black men, right? With black men are always held to the lowest common denominator of black men in the black community, right? Where we're held to the standard of, or we're blamed, we're painted with the brush of the Pookie and the Ray Ray. You even hear it in these red pill spaces amongst the white dudes. It's always Pookie and Ray Ray, right? They never come up with a white boy version of a Pookie or Ray Ray. It's Pookie or Ray Ray. It always means some kind of black dude or black guy. When you have plenty of white dudes fucking over white women and getting them pregnant and or leaving them, you know what I'm saying? But they'll shame the men for liking this chick. So like Angry Man will say, you gotta pick a struggle. It's either you want black men to marry traditional women and or not marry traditional women. But then again, like I was saying earlier, when it comes to black men, it's always being framed as we are unworthy of a chick like this. And what they use, the argument they use is the Pookie and Ray Ray argument, the broke nigga argument. Well, on average, most black men are making $53K a year in America. You know what I'm saying? And then beyond that average, you got black men that's making 60 to 80K. You see what I'm saying? So there's plenty of good black men that would be suitable for this type of chick right there, or this chick would be suitable for them. Right? So let's go into it, right? Let's get into it. Let's go into another video I was looking at. Now, where the boomers also failed, hold on, boomers also failed, is that, yeah, the man has to do this, that, and the third, but the woman also has to perform as well. You see what I'm saying? That's what a lot of the boomer men failed at, right? You're telling this girl that the guy has to be doing A, B, C, and D, but you're not telling her that what she has to be doing. Now she believes that she shouldn't perform in a relationship. Now when she gets with that dude and she kept herself chaste and she's with that dude now, and then the dude sleeps around or cheats on her or divorces her, what do you have to say to that chick? Because you gave her bad information or bad advice. You know what I'm saying? Let me go to Tradwife. I don't see too many black tradwives though. I think if more black men requested this in the dating, just bring it up when you go on a date. I'm gonna start doing it. Yeah, I'm looking for a tradwife. You know what I'm saying? Traditional wife. You know what I'm saying? But to qualify to ask for that, and I gotta say that, to qualify to ask for that, you gotta be a dude that's already established and making good money. You feel me? The minimum I want to say is 60K a year. The maximum 6 figures. But you gotta be in a good stable condition to qualify to ask for that, which I think a lot of black men are, right? Based upon the average earning income of black men. Tradwives. Tradwife. There we go. Let's go on TikTok. TikTok is a wealth of information. No, this is a hoe. This is why this is about a black man. This is where you gotta be careful.
I woke up beautiful this morning and better than you bitches. So I went ahead and scratch.
I think she's trolling. Yeah, she's trolling.
I said what the fuck I said from scratch. Onto my salad.
Also, this is a black chick. This is a black chick trolling the traditional women. But she'll be a traditional chick for a white dude. So this is what I mean, black men. Like, this is what I mean. Let me put this on a bigger screen for y'all. This is what I mean right here, right? She is trolling.
You bitches. I woke up beautiful.
This big fat behemoth right here. Shout out to them titties, right? We're not gonna lie, say them titties is not tittying. But look at that stomach. So she's trolling the tradwives. This is a black chick. It's either the black so it's either black women making fun of traditional women, or it's black men shaming other black men for wanting a traditional wife. They're like, you cannot win. So she's trolling.
So this morning and better than you bitches. So I went ahead and I looked at my new garden that I'm starting in the window. And the bell peppers are looking good.
Bitch.
Strawberries, great, coming together. I then pranced in the kitchen to go ahead and check.
Yeah. Black men, we have to do a lot better than the type of woman we picking. Serious business.
We're tradwives. We believe in gender.
Hold on. The only way to she only got 93 views, good, and I gave her I guess a third one. Leave chicks like this alone. It's not that she's fat or big. It's how she's projecting herself, her attitude. So I think black men, we got to start leading by stop picking women like that, right?
We're tradwives. We believe in gender roles in our marriage.
We're tradwives. We believe a clean home is a happy home.
We're tradwives. Always obey our husbands.
No, I think these chicks is hoes right here, though. I think they're hoes. So, fellas, you still got to be careful, though, right? Because just like remember, the 3 or 4s, they could pretend to be this. So, be careful.
We're tradwives. We choose to stay home and support our husbands.
Tradwives. We always have dinner ready when our husbands get off work.
Tradwives. We always satisfy our husband's needs.
Tradwives. We want to be.
Yeah, I think these chicks is hoes.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my
This
channel.
chick right here.
Today I'm going to be talking to you about how you can transition into becoming a traditional wife even if you are living off of 2 incomes. Number 1, you both have to be on the same page. You may not have started this way, but maybe you want to transition into a more traditional marriage. So you both have to be on the same page with that and want that. Number 2, now you need to
I got to correct you, baby girl. You got to be on his page. Let's go.
assess your lifestyle because you're gonna have to change it, especially if you are on 2 incomes. It's not gonna be easy transitioning to 1. Number 3, so what could you change? Well, let's start small. So maybe you're living 50-50. Both of you are paying just about the same amount.
In black culture, black men, it's really a 80-20, which black men are doing the 80% and black women are doing 20%, if that. You know what I'm saying? So you got black men that will go to work, do a manual labor job, and still come home and take care of the kids and cook and clean. Oh, it's really in black culture, it's 80-20. If you see a black woman doing 80%, it's because she's with a pookie and she chose to be with the pookie.
Amount of bills. Well, maybe transition to doing 60-40, and the wife just takes less responsibilities, less bills, and see if that is doable. So maybe
We're tradwives.
Let me see what else is here.
In the silence of the morning, the sun awakens and opens the world in colors.
No, I'm not telling y'all to go pick white chicks. Pay attention to what's going on, right? I'm looking at, they cooking, they're in the house, they're being family, they're giving y'all tips. So y'all can look at these things. Like, the reason why they didn't like the passport bros is because the passport bros that got married, they were getting married to quality women with better customer service, right? Now, if you go over to another country and you're seeing better women, that becomes a new standard of woman you're going to want to pick. The best thing about social media, you can see women that's doing that. You can find women that's engaging in that kind of stuff. So now I'm showing you these videos for black men, so that you can now use what you see in here to say, okay, cool, this is what I want in the type of black woman I want to be in a relationship with. You feel me?
Each ray is a hug, a promise, and life dances to the sound of the winds. Beautiful life, how beautiful you are. Woven into threads of hope and stars. Every day is a...
Okay, so
this chick here.
Make a clarification video.
Anyway, like, share,
controversy going
subscribe.
around about the term
Stay tuned.
tradwife and the intent behind the term, as well as the intent behind my channel and what I post. If you are not familiar with the term tradwife, it is a woman who chooses to live a more traditional life with ultra-traditional gender roles. So the man goes outside the house, works, provides for the family. The woman stays home and she's the homemaker. She takes care of the home and the children if there are any. The misconception about the tradwife movement, it's not really a movement. Nobody's pushing it. People are typically just living it and maybe showcasing their lifestyle like me. And we believe our place, specifically us as individuals, believe our purpose is to be homemakers. It doesn't mean that we are trying to take away what women fought for.
What did women really fight for? Let me put myself on the big screen. What did women really fight for? Women during the Victorian age, you didn't have to do shit. The men did most of the shit during the Victorian age. When you got to the 1920s, I guess to the greatest generation and then the silent generation, you still didn't have to do shit. Men pretty much did the manual labor. You just had to sit home, cook, clean, and take care of the kids and be loyal. What did you really fight? Black women that chose to follow feminism. Look where you're at today and look at your communities, because you decided to go away from your responsibility and raise your children without the black man, the structure and the patriarch of a black man. Look where you're at. That's not the black man's fault, because he didn't tell you to go listen to white women. But really and truly, what did feminism fight for? What did it help you out to fight for? Look where y'all at. Tons of women on TikTok, which I'm going to show you, are complaining about not relationships. And they don't take the time to look into themselves and say, man, maybe I'm fucking up. What did you really fight for? Because you rarely see men get up on YouTube and complain about the work they're doing. And men should have the right to complain about certain shit. You see some of the jobs men do, or a lot of the jobs men do. Manual labor, electrician, trades. A lot of men, especially black men, risk their lives to do a lot of this work. But you rarely hear us complaining about it. But you go on TikTok, they complain about it. That's what soft girl era was about. Remember, soft girl era was about women, especially in black women, in black culture with black women, saying that they can no longer take or handle the workforce. When black men, well, you saw black men doing this movement too. With the drizzle movement, black men weren't complaining about not being, you never heard of a soft guy era. So, no, what did feminism really, what did y'all really fight for? Ridiculous.
There are a lot of people trying to make this a sinister thing or put some other darker meaning behind the term tradwife. Nobody is doing that. No tradwife TikTokers are saying every woman's place is in their home. We as individuals are just choosing to be homemakers. That's all.
What's wrong with that? Y'all say my body, my choice in the context of being a 304 or a hoe, or to do something negative, or to be promiscuous, or to delete a baby. This woman is saying, or women like this are saying, I'm my body, my choice to be a tradwife and to be loyal to my man. Let me tell y'all something. Put my face on the big screen again. Where we at? My fault. Right. See the left. You have to be, well, anybody, you have to be careful about how they use words and terms to hide whatever demonic agenda they have behind it. So if you say my body, my choice, you have to break down what they mean, right? Because now that we know better now, when women were saying my body, my choice, it was in the context of being promiscuous, and it was in the context of aborting or deleting their babies. What's the problem with aborting and deleting your babies? Because most of the women, which they're not going to say it out loud, but they probably have been saying it quietly out loud, right? If that makes sense. They were deleting their babies because they were going on girls' trips. They were cheating on their relationship with a dude. They were being promiscuous. So they wanted the right to be promiscuous, to cheat on a dude, or go on a whole phase and not have to take care of the kid as a responsibility. So they deleted their babies from that. They weren't saying delete their babies if they got raped. They weren't saying delete their babies if, some kind of emergency situation, right? They were saying they were deleting their babies because of sexual promiscuity. In black culture, I think around, hold on, let me look up the abortion rate. See this right quick. What's the abortion rate in the black culture? So let me share this. Non-Hispanic black women between the ages of 15 to 44 had 28.6 abortions per 1,000 women. Black women represented the largest share of 38.4% of the abortion patients. This is in 2019. So let me ask Google this. Can you show me the abortion rate since Planned Parenthood? Oh, hold on. Hold on one second. Can you show me the abortion rate since Planned Parenthood? This is the reported 300,000 abortions. Hold on. So let me do it like this. Can you show me the abortion rate since Planned Parenthood in the black community? I might have to go to Chat GBT. Hold on one second. Can you show me the abortion rate amongst black women in America since Planned Parenthood? Can you give me the percentage and then the raw numbers? Then it gives you the sources. So per rate, per black women age 15 to 44. This is in the year 2000. 500 per 1,000 births. For almost 500 per 1,000 births in 2001, 25 and 2016. So the abortion rate during this time went down 28.6%. 200,000 abortions. Look at that. Look at this. 200,000 abortions, 200,000 abortions, right? Refined, rate defined. The number of abortions per 1,000 black women aged 15 to 44. Ratio defined, abortions per 1,000 live births within black women, translating to roughly to percentage of pregnancies with ending in abortion. Example, 2000 with the ratio of 426 per 1,000 births. So per 1,000 births. So 1,000 minus 426 per 1,000. We hold on. Let me ask Chat GBT this. How many black women are in America? Approximately 21.7 million black women live in America. So 1,000 births. Bro. So let me ask Chat GBT this. Um Hold on. Let me show you. 200,000 abortions per year in 2020 to 2022. This is when they were keeping track. So, this is in reference to the abortion rate by black women, right? Now I'm showing you how the abortion rate amongst black women, you know what I'm saying, in reference to the video I showed y'all earlier, right? So, hold on. I got to cut this out. Hold on. So, ChatGPT, of the abortion rates, how many of them came from rape? I might get flagged for that, YouTube. Decide. The vast majority of rape abortions are not due to rape or incest. Estimates typically place their share at around 1% or less of all abortions. For example, a 2000 finding showed that about 1% of abortions were attributed to rape or incest in official reporting. A 2004 gut matcher study also found, now Chat GBT, they get the sources. They go for the sources, right? So it's not just pulling it out the air. 1% of abortions related to rape and less than 0.5% to incest. So, mind you, the argument that is being, hold on, oh shit, I'm not showing y'all on the screen. My bad, my fault. Right? So, the argument being made is that they want to have abortions in case of based upon rape or incest. But if you look at the screen, I don't know if y'all can see this, right? If you look at the screen, or let me do it like this right here. There it is. If you look at the screen, it says that in 2000, 13,000 abortions were due to rape or incest out of the roughly 1.31 million total abortions. Whoa. Hold on. In reference to the black community or black women, what's the percentage of rape or abortions that was caused by rape or incest? So they can't break it down for black women, but they only could do it on a broader sense, right? But what they're saying is that below 1% with incest typically account for under 0.5%. And they're even telling you that estimating the numbers around 10 to 50,000 cases nationwide based on historical CDC reports. These figures reflect a small fraction of total abortions. Remember, the premise from the left and them saying abortions or my body, my choice is that they want to prevent women who you know, that went through rape situation and incest so they can have choose to delete the baby. But this is a small percentage of the population of all women together, national statistics. Since about 39 to 41% of all abortions involving black women are roughly, extrapolation suggests, if 1% of the total abortions stem from rape and incest, around 0.4% of total abortions are both by rape and by black women, assuming proportional distribution. Thus, among abortions obtained by black women, approximately 1% or slightly less may be due to rape or incest. While not precise, the data suggests that percentages hold similarly across racial groups, including black women. All right? Let's go back to that video, all right? To the video I was showing you. So, yeah, you got to be careful with the left, or anybody for that matter, right? Whenever they use words like Black Lives Matter, right? Now, Black lives should matter. The problem is that, come to find out that organization was a Marxist movement, right? And they was just saying Black Lives Matter to protect, and then came along with a lot of hot bullshit that came along with it, right? So anytime you hear somebody, especially from the left, say use words like Black Lives Matter or my body, my choice, right? Ask them to break it down what they mean. because my body, my choice is based upon free will and autonomy, right? And you don't want to take away somebody's autonomy or free will, right? But what do they want free will and autonomy to do? That's the question. So let's go back to this girl right here. Let's go back to her.
Tradwives also believe that they should submit to their husbands and serve their husbands and family. And that triggers people because the words submit and serve, it makes women think that we're saying that we're less than a man. That's not.
According to your Bible, that's the hierarchy. God, man, and woman. So she can't. So women can have their body, their choice to be a 3 or a 4 or to delete a baby, but you can't have your body or your choice to submit to your husband and your family. Remember, your husband is submitting to God, and he's taking care of you and the kids. So why would you not submit to somebody that's submitting to God and taking care of you and the family? You see what I'm saying? Let's go.
Not what we're saying. Tradwives just believe that they are here as women for a different role, equally as important though. I can make another video on that another time.
So, what she's doing, she's trying not to outright say traditional. So she's trying to, tippy-toe around it. So she got to make it, she shouldn't, to black women that want to do this, you don't have to explain yourself to nobody but your man that you're in a relationship with. Let me put my face on the camera. Black women that wants to be traditional and you want to be a pick-me, you shouldn't explain yourself to nobody that is not your man. If nobody can't understand why you as a black woman want to be a traditional woman to a man that you know and is a good dude to you, he's protecting, he's providing, you shouldn't have to explain yourself to nobody. Just live your life and enjoy your man, enjoy your situation. Fuck what the world thinking. You feel me? Because what this chick is doing here, she's just prettying it up. Now look at the comments. Wait till he wants a divorce. So she's projecting her bullshit, right? No, she's defending it. So there's a lot of people defending it. So yeah, so what she said is right. This is the creator. She said, yes, it's a very triggering term because society has made it degrading in a way. Most women do this in their marriage. So yeah, so what society has done is it made the man who's more traditional to be more toxic and controlling. Meanwhile, it's making the woman who wants to do this feel as if she's being degraded in that relationship. Now, I said in the prior videos that you have two patriarchies going to war. You have the tyrannical one. You have the one that's based off of Marxist and feminist principles versus the more traditional type of patriarchy, right? So that the tyrannical patriarchy, they're the ones that you're seeing coming from the left, pushing, the guys like George Soros, pushing abortion and all these things, because they want to destroy what is traditional so that they can gain power. This is why they want to move class structure and move it into a more communist society where the state is the power, which makes no sense because if the state does have the power, you just made it a class structure. So, they want to be in complete control over human beings and how we think and what we want to do versus the more traditional patriarchy, which is more individualistic. It's more capitalistic, right? So remember, I said that there's a war going on between two patriarchies going on. Right? And what's being confused is that the tyrannical patriarchy is being mixed in with the traditional patriarchy. Right?
Hi, my name's Nyla. I'm a 22-year-old tradwife. This morning when I got up, I just went downstairs, made the man his coffee, and gave him his protein shake so he could leave for work. I wasn't really feeling coffee today, so I just poured my tea and gave him his protein shake so he could leave for work.
Let me see.
I wasn't really feeling coffee today, so I just poured myself an Alani. I turned on some cool jazz, and I'm a 22-year-old tradwife. This morning when I got up, I just went downstairs, made the man his coffee, and gave him his protein shake so he could leave for work. I wasn't really feeling coffee today, so I just poured myself an Alani. I turned on some cool jazz, and then I started making myself a quick breakfast. I usually don't like breakfast, but for some reason this week I've been eating breakfast like crazy. Once I was done, I sat down next to my computer and answered a ton of emails, then turned on some Alex Isley and got up and started cleaning the house. There wasn't really that much to clean, so I just folded this blanket and vacuumed the carpet. Then I started prepping for the man's lunch. I wanted to make him something warm today because it was freezing outside, so I made him some garlic mashed potatoes. These are my absolute favorite. And I made him a ribeye steak. And I also made some of these shrimp that I had in the fridge just because I needed to use them. And of course, his regular salad and fruit to go with it. After I was done with that, I went upstairs to go ahead and get changed and get ready for the day. Then I headed right out to go to Big B. And I know I already had caffeine, but I really wanted a matcha lemonade. I don't remember who did it, but thank you for putting me on. I went ahead and dropped off the man's lunch, and I guess he was real excited to see me today. Then I headed to Target because I've been
This with a white man. but shout out to this with a white dude. Anyway, disregard that last part. I still got to point it out though. I want to see a black tradwife doing this for a black man.
This morning I asked my toddlers what they wanted for breakfast.
Unfortunately,
that's cereal.
oh,
so
this
cereal.
boy.
Need domestic labor at all. Yourself, why?
This morning I asked my toddlers
Let me see what he gonna say.
and they both said cereal, so cereal it was, and we got started right away.
Have you ever asked yourself why it is that tradwives and other conservative female influencers who promote traditional gender roles have all the time in the world to make cereal from scratch, but somehow...
Because the motherfucking man is working, so she has the time to do it, fool. Your name is Professor Neil. Why you couldn't understand that logic, sir? Professor Neil. This is the other patriarchy I'm talking about. This dude right here. He represents it. Or he's not the big dog, but he's like the peon, right?
Never seem to record themselves doing essential domestic labor like vacuuming, trying to get a particularly nasty stain out of a shirt, or...
Why? Why would you do that? Why do you want to see her scrubbing the toilet? What?
Scrubbing a toilet. When they are performing labor in these videos, it's always something that, strictly speaking, is unnecessary, and they are doing it the hardest way possible. Because
she's making shit from scratch. Because a lot of men like you don't do manual labor, you don't understand it. Right? She's making these things from scratch. So of course it's going to be difficult to do. She's not like she's going to a Walmart and picking the ready-made thing. She's making it from the scratch.
The answer is that it is for show. It is all a performance. In his remarkably prescient 1899 book, The Theory of the Leisure Class, Thorsten Veblen coined the terms conspicuous consumption.
I might go look into that book. See, this is these dudes right here, right? These are the weaker men of society that could not make it to being a traditional dude. So what they do is they shame traditional niggas, traditional guys. You see what I'm saying? And then they shame the women who want to be traditional too.
And conspicuous leisure, suggesting that those with wealth and power no longer having any economic production to contribute themselves, instead contribute to the production and consumption of leisure.
Bro, you're stupid. Hold on. I wanna.
Conspicuous consumption and conspicuous leisure, suggesting that those with wealth and power no longer having any economic production to contribute themselves.
She got to be the dumbest professor I ever heard. You said that the people of wealth and power don't contribute themselves or economic. They have wealth and power. The reason why they got to wealth and power is because they were contributing economic success to society. If you have, it's just like the person that came up with toilet paper or ketchup, Heinz ketchup. They're contributing toilet paper and Heinz ketchup. People that buy these things to help them amass their wealth and power. You're contributing to society, fool.
themselves, instead contribute to the production and consumption of leisure. Those consumption practices, those leisure activities, are conspicuous precisely because that is how the leisure class signals their difference from the working class, signals their exceptionality and their superiority. They're not better than us because they can make their children cereal from scratch.
Yes, they are. They are better, because how many women are doing that?
Better than us because they are so wealthy and well off that they have nothing more important to worry about. And if we were to
I think this dude, a lot of these dudes want to make these big word educated style words to say they want niggas to be slaves, people to be slaves. Like, mind your business. Let me check. Oh, let me check this Becky out. The entire planet will blow up. We ain't gonna be on no farm though. Oh my God.
If my husband wants to sit on the couch and cuss up a storm and get his emotions out about the kind of day he's having, there's going to be no judgment. There's going to be no shame. I'm going to give you the room to feel what you're feeling. And when you're done with that, I can go make you something to eat. I can get on my knees for you if you want me to. Whatever I can do to assist you as your wife, to help fill your cup, to help you feel loved.
Good phrase is just that. Yeah. Ugh.
I want to start this video by saying that I'm not asking for money and I'm not asking for sympathy. What I'm asking for is, if you are a young 14, 16, 21-year-old girl, listen up. I drove to the grocery store. I need to grab some milk and bread and a couple things, flipped open the pink app on my phone, and I've been sitting in my car crying ever since because I never have enough money. And why do I never have enough money? Because when I was a 19-year-old girl, I fell in love. My Mormon faith told me that I was supposed to be a stay-at-home mom. I got married. I started having babies. I dropped out.
Blah, blah, blah,
because
blah,
I'm
blah.
better than you, I woke up extra early to prepare breakfast for my 455-month-old husband. I woke up at
Yeah, this is a white bitch trolling, so stay away from white bitches like this.
3 a.m. to prepare a fresh loaf of bread for this excellent French toast. I can honestly say that life is so much better when you submit to your husband and...
Wow. So it's like, wow, they trolling them bitches, huh? So is life better being a 304? Obviously it's not. All right.
Ever wondered why some women are living like it's the 1950s? Let's dive into the tradwife trend. Tradwife, or traditional wife, refers to women who embrace 1950s style homemaking. They focus on cooking.
You ever notice that it's such a big thing? It's like a anomaly if you embrace 1950s styles tradition as a woman, but it's nothing for a man to embrace 1950s styles as a traditional man. You don't see videos shaming niggas for, well, maybe you do. Let me go ahead and say it like this. You don't see them shaming men for being traditional like this.
Cleaning, and taking care.
Right? You don't see them doing that. You don't see them making videos like that because they want the dudes to keep being traditional. Yet they'll shame women for being traditional.
Of the family. Take Nara Smith, for example. She shares her life as a stay-at-home mom, cooking from scratch and managing the household. She finds joy and fulfillment in these traditional roles. But not everyone is a fan of this trend. Critics argue it perpetuates outdated gender roles and can undermine women's progress toward equality. Some say it romanticizes a time when women's opportunities were limited. What do you think? Is it a personal choice or a step back for feminism? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like.
Who cares?
Kisses in the morning leave me dreaming the whole day.
There There is a lot of direct eye contact. There's that sugary, sweet ASMR voice. Her hands are very active and they are very prominent. Yes, this is fetish content.
So now we are fetishizing traditional wives.
So y'all get to fetishize hoes on the internet. You don't see that big egghead, a bowling pin head dude critiquing 304s or corn stars or OnlyFans bitches. But he critiquing traditional chicks?
Or maybe that was just directed to me. I don't know. Because of what? Because of the way I look? Because I cook and clean for my husband? Or is it because in a healthy, biblical manner, I submit to and serve my husband? Could that be it? No, it's not that. Let's go back to the first one. A pretty girl making pumpkin bread who loves to serve her husband. Wow. Perhaps it's the fact that men are naturally drawn to very feminine, warm, nurturing women who do believe in traditional gender roles.
There is a lot of direct eye contact.
I agree.
There's that sugary, sweet ASMR
What's
voice.
wrong with that?
I just realized what it is about traditional wife or tradwife content that bothers me and probably so many other women that it's hard to put into words. It's the same reason why I don't make that type of content, even though you could consider me a tradwife. I think it has to do with the fact that, look, you know, if you really want to talk about the experience of being a traditional wife, it doesn't look like this content that we're being shown with the 1950s housewife, like that niche, right? Where they're like cooking all day and they make this beautiful breakfast and they're all glam in their hairs and rollers and they get dressed up for their husband. Because so many of us, and probably the majority of us, that is just not our experience as
You know
wives.
why it's not your
Being a
experience as wives? Because y'all are not traditional women. You're not picking the right type of dude. Or you yourself is not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Just like with other men, you pick you like a Travis Hunter, you pick the wrong type of dude, a wrong type of chick, my bad. Y'all are picking the wrong type of men to get into situations with. Hold yourself accountable.
And to be honest, I knew the white women were losing it when they started talking about we want to be tradwives because we saw it on TikTok. Bitch, if she was a tradwife, she wouldn't be on fucking TikTok. She'd be in the fucking kitchen and you wouldn't even be seeing that hoe.
Hold on. Let me put my face on the screen. Hold on one second. On TikTok, you see tradwives in the kitchen cooking. You dummy. So this is a TikTok crackhead. I'm gonna just call you a TikTok crackhead.
This morning, my toddlers complained that they were starving, so I knew it was the perfect time to make my 5-hour sweet rolls. Quit your batching and roll with it, kids. Patience.
On the right side of the political aisle, you hear trad being talked about all the time. And because this has become such a
black men, stay away from Sir Becky's.
Huge topic of conversation, the romanticism of the trad lifestyle and these trad things has made.
So we can romanticize about 304s or OnlyFans chicks, but we can't romanticize about conservative traditional women?
Its way to TikTok in a big way. Here are the scary videos that have started to go viral. I pulled a few of them for you. I'm sure you've seen some of these creators.
We live in a day and age where traditional homemaking has been forgotten about and even looked down on. Where women are fighting to be in the same positions as men, indoctrinated to focus more on their careers and less on the home. Somewhere along the line, feminine has been replaced with feminism.
I gotta figure out how to make shorts like that.
With the sole purpose of keeping women out of the home.
I mean, there were only straight facts in that entire video. Here's a couple more. Traditional edition.
Oh, shit. Maybe this chick might be for this chick. The comment section. Who knows? Maybe she might be in agreeing to it. Who knows?
Scary. So, these videos are all very, very sweet. They're like pretty wives dressed up, you know, in lovely dresses, making bread, attending to their children. It's all very, very sweet and very harmless. It's literally women showing off how they run their homes, which is literally what people do on TikTok. They show off their lives. People vlog every aspect of their day-to-day existence.
Like facts.
Because I'm better than you, I choose to make my children fresh.
Let me see. Yeah, this chick, she's doing it for a white dude. Like if I could see some black trad wives doing it for black men, but what black men need to do, this needs to be your something you talk about on the first day of your date. Is she gonna ask you about how much money you make? You need to ask her if she's willing to be a trad wife. And if the conversation is about to lead to an argument, you just say, "Hold up, stop," and just get up and leave. Like serious business. My goodness. Anyway, I wasn't planning on doing this very long. Let me take this off the screen, put my face back up here. Um, you know, tradwives need to be the new standard. And the modern black, sorry, my back is convulsing, so sorry. But the modern black women that we see today, black men need to start canceling them by stop dating them. Right? And vet effectively, vet properly. That goes for me myself included. I'm not the biggest player. I'm not the big time player, gamed up that. No, I'm none of those things. Right? But we need to start vetting effectively, and we need to start bringing these things up and incorporating them into our value system when it comes to picking the women that we want to be with. At least basically, make that basics, especially if we want to deal with black women, right? So, with that said, this is Kiss Shawty Gamer Nation. Click the like, click the share, subscribe for more content, and I'm out.